From the Granada Television Centre in Manchester, the first in a series of 3 University Challenge international test matches between the United Kingdom and New Zealand. Let's meet the question masters, Bamber Gascoigne and Peter Sinclair.
Hello, I'm Bamber Gascoigne.
And I'm Peter Sinclair.
And we last worked together when I last year took down our champions from University Challenge to play the game in New Zealand.
It was the most exciting series, resulting in a British win by only 5 points. And I brought back the University of Otago to avenge that defeat.
And defending our trophy, which we won by 5 points this year, is our champions, Keble College, Oxford. Now, I'm going to be doing the first game. Peter will do the second, and we share the third?
Fine, I'll
take
the day off.
You take the day off, right. So you'll see him in the second game. For the moment, let's meet the teams, and first, the United Kingdom, Keble College, Oxford.
Geoffrey Smith from Blackford in Leicestershire, reading French and German.
Stephen Follows from South Woodford in London, reading English.
And their captain?
Stephen Brindle from Blackburn in Lancashire, researching in history.
Jonathan Goodfellow from Tomajaws in Kent, reading Mythology.
And now for New Zealand, the University of Otago.
Prudence Scott from Christchurch, studying medicine.
Richard Myhoff from Dunedin, studying maths.
And their captain?
Camilla Owen from Dunedin, studying law.
Clive Copeman from Dunedin, studying zoology.
All right, now here beside me is the trophy which is given for this international series each year, which, as I say, a British team won last year and which both teams are now competing for again this year. So let's go straight into our game, and here, same rules on both sides of the world, is your first starter for 10. What is the name of the orchestral grand zoological fantasy?
United Kingdom follows.
Carnival of the Animals.
Very quick indeed, the Carnival of the Animals, Saint-Saëns. Quick first 10 points there, United Kingdom, a bonus of 15. First, which eastern territory has 236 islands and is served by Kai Tak Airport?
Micronesia.
Amazingly, Hong Kong has 236 islands, many of them rather small. Second, in which year does the British lease on Hong Kong expire?
1997.
97 is correct, 5 points. And last, which country administers the territory of Macau, about 35 miles from Hong
Portugal.
Kong? Portugal, 5 points, and that's given a 20-point lead at the moment to the UK, and here is the starter. What is the second largest town in Jamaica, the name of the place being that of a bay?
United Kingdom, Brindle.
Montego.
Montego Bay, right back New Zealand, just behind on the buzzer there, a bonus of 15. First, which bird did the ancient Greeks believe nested on the surface of the sea in periods of calm weather? Mr. Harrier?
It's the kingfisher.
The kingfisher is correct, the halcyon or kingfisher. Second, how in fact do kingfishers nest?
They burrow in
banks of rivers, 5 points. And last, which former governor of Louisiana, nicknamed the Kingfish, was shot dead in Baton Rouge in 1935? Anyone?
No.
He was the famous or notorious Huey Long. And the starter again. Give me the pen name of Françoise Poiret, who became a literary sensation at the age of 18 in France with her novel
United Kingdom, Smith.
François Sagan.
François Sagan, very quick again, 10 points. I was coming to Bonjour Tristesse, a bonus of 15 to the United Kingdom. First, the President of the USA from 1869 to 1877 was named after which Greek hero?
Ulysses.
5 points, Ulysses Grant, correct. Second, which thriller writer's first full-length novel in 1955 was HMS Ulysses?
Alistair MacLean.
5 points. And last, in Greek myth, who is the son of Ulysses and Penelope, and went in search of his father when Ulysses, I should say Odysseus and Penelope, and went in search of his father when Odysseus had been away nearly 20 years?
Telemachus.
Telemachus is correct, 5 points. And the starter again. What are the following? Pushtu, Uzbek, and Amharic.
United Kingdom, Goodfellow.
Their languages.
The languages. Bad luck, New Zealand again, just behind on the buzzer there. They're beating on the race at the moment, but lots of time. And here's a bonus for the United Kingdom. First, what is the word for the point in the moon's orbit when it is closest to the Earth?
The perigee.
Perigee, 5 points. Second, what colour is the mineral peridot, a crystal of tourmaline, sometimes used in jewellery?
Blue.
We've got them at last. Green. And last, from which word for wig, from which French word for wig is the term periwig derived?
Perruque.
Perruque is correct, 5 points. And a starter again. To which fictional character's love affair with Haydée do these lines relate? Let us have wine and women.
United Kingdom follows.
Don Juan.
Don Juan in Byron, there is no holding them. A bonus of 15 to United Kingdom, 95, and here's a bonus. Which North African country's flag is a plain emerald green?
Libya, the green book. Libya.
5 points. Second, which king of Libya was deposed by Colonel Gaddafi in a coup in September 1969?
King Idris.
5 points. And last, in which country is Test cricket played at the Gaddafi Stadium?
Pakistan.
Pakistan is correct, not as you worked out in Libya. The starter again. Don't play cricket there. The starter again. Which country's capital, whose name means Muddy River Mouse, was founded in 1857 as a tin mining camp at the junction of the Keelang and Gumbak rivers, the city being generally called KL?
New Zealand, Nihal.
Malaysia.
Malaysia, and they're off. Very well done. 10 points. Kuala Lumpur. Very popular answer, a bonus of 15. First, which author who emigrated from England to the USA in 1774 is best remembered for his work, The Rights of Man?
Thoreau.
No, bad luck. Thomas Paine. Second, The Rights of Man was a response to the treatise Reflections on the Revolution in France, written by a Member of Parliament. Which Member of Parliament? English Member of Parliament.
Swift.
No, Edmund Burke. And last, who directed the films Revolution and Chariots of Fire? Back of the mind, it was bad luck. Hugh Hudson. And the starter again. Which fictional character is disguised as the fat woman of Brentford?
United Kingdom, Brindle.
Falstaff.
Falstaff, very quick indeed, and Mary Wise of Windsor, a bonus of 15 to United Kingdom. Name the captains of the Indian, English and New Zealand Test cricket teams during the 1984 season. Cast your minds back. 1984. Any order, but you haven't told me which is which. Well, you won't need to, I'll accept it. That's to hurry you, though. Any of them?
David Gower.
David Gower was indeed for England, 5 points.
Kapil Dev.
For India.
No, I'm afraid it was Sunil Gavaskar that year for India. And
Jeremy Coney.
Jeremy Coney, correct, for New Zealand, 5 points. We go to our music question. I've got a music bonus of 15 coming. Here's the start. I want to know from which ballet does this music come, and here it is.
New Zealand, Scott.
The Marriage of Figaro.
No, bad luck. Well, I'm telling New Zealand, the rest of the music is United Kingdom.
United Kingdom, Smith.
Failure.
No, it's Giselle, in fact. And we have the music bonus after the next ordinary starter answer. Here's the start. Which playwright, born at Colonus near Athens, was as a boy celebrated for the beauty of his voice and figure, and was the younger contemporary of Aeschylus and the older contemporary of Euripides?
United Kingdom, Brindle.
Sophocles.
Sophocles, 10 points, a bonus of 15. 3 more ballets for you to identify. Here's the first.
No, much nice.
Anything? Anyone? What? Mr. Harry?
Allah and Lolly, Prokofiev.
What ballet?
Allah and Lolly.
No, I'm afraid you've got the right composer, but it's Cinderella. The clock is ticking towards midnight from Cinderella. And this one.
Sleeping Beauty by Tchaikovsky.
No, I'm afraid it's Coppelia by Delibes. And last, this one. Here it is.
Spartacus by Kakatorian.
Kakatorian, yes, Spartacus, 5 points. Very quick on that one. You danced it often, obviously. Starter again. Which film star, who said of herself, "If I'm such a legend, why am I so lonely?" was the mother of the singers Lorna Luft and Liza?
United Kingdom follows.
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland. Liza was enough to give it to you. A bonus of 15 to United Kingdom. Liza Minnelli. A bonus. Which alliteratively named writer also had the alliterative middle names of Augustine Aloysius?
Joyce. Yeah.
Joyce, 5 points. Second, James Joyce. Second, give me the surnames of the Victorian theatrical collaborators whose middle names were Schwenk and Seymour?
Gilbert Sullivan.
Gilbert and Sullivan, correct, 5 points. And last 5 points, which 20th century English academic and best-selling author had the alliterative middle names of Ronald Reuel? Tolkien, 5 points. And the starter again. Which word is used for each of the following? One of the basic patterns of the human fingerprint, a single turn in a spiral shell.
New Zealand Copeman.
Wall, and they're off again, 10 points correct. Wall, a bonus of 15. First, what do the initials P and O stand for in the name of the shipping company?
Peninsula and Oriental.
Well trained, well captained, correct. Peninsula and Oriental, 5 points. Second, in which Turkish peninsula did Australian and New Zealand troops with some British and French fight a costly and unsuccessful campaign in World War I? The peninsula.
Gallipoli.
Gallipoli is correct, Dardanelles being also the name of the campaign, but being the water rather than the peninsula. And last, well, who was Napoleon's puppet king of Spain during the Peninsular War? Puppet king of Spain. Had them all over the place. Anyone? It was...
Louis.
No, bad luck. It was his brother Joseph. Louis was king of Holland, in fact. A starter again. Which two-word phrase is used for the jelly-like substance which fills the eye behind the lens in vertebrates?
United Kingdom follows.
The aqueous humour.
No, I had finished. There's no penalty. In New Zealand, do you want it?
New Zealand Scott.
Vitreous.
Vitreous humour, correct. Aqueous being between the cornea and the lens, in front of the lens. 10 points New Zealand. A bonus of 15. First, whose name is given to the hypothetical boundary between the Oriental and the Australasian zoographical regions, passing between Bali and Lombok? The line is named after...
Between Bali and...
Yes, named after scientist. It is...
Davis.
No, bad luck. It's Wallace's line, Alfred Wallace. Second, what naval expression is used for the formation of ships following one behind another? Anyone?
Column.
No, it's called line ahead. And last, what term in television describes the repetition rate of horizontal traversing or scanning? The repetition rate.
Line on.
Bad luck. It's line frequency. And we're halfway through the show with the score standing at United Kingdom at the moment 170, New Zealand 35, but if that's possible in half a game, clearly it could be reversed exactly in the other half, so anything could happen. And here's the starter again. Which legendary Greek, whose name means skillful, was credited with a number of engineering works and inventions, such as the Cretan Labyrinth?
United Kingdom Goodfellas.
Daedalus. Daedalus, 10 points. A bonus of 15. The pseudonym of which American author was taken from a cry of the leadsman taking soundings on a vessel?
Mark Twain.
5 points. Second, in which Shakespeare played as the villainous intruder, note on the sleeping princess a mark, thus?
It's in...
Well, I'm going to read it to you if you want it. On our left breast, I like reading it. On our left breast, a mole, spotted like the crimson drop to the bottom of a cowslip. Is that the one you're thinking of?
Iachimo in Cymbeline.
Cymbeline is the answer, correct, 5 points, but I got it in as well. And last, what animal is heraldically associated with St. Mark and is seen on the top of a tall pillar on the waterfront in Venice?
Winged lion.
Winged lion, 5 points. Starter again. What rule in the Gregorian calendar establishes whether the year 2000 will or will not be...
United Kingdom Goodfellas.
It depends on whether it's divisible by 400 or not.
And which
If
way
it is
around?
divisible by 400, then it's not a leap year.
If it's divisible by 400, I can't accept that, actually, I'm afraid, no. I'd have to pass it over. There's a slight error in it, and I'm going to pass it over New Zealand, but I had finished, so no penalty. Anyone want to take it?
New Zealand Scott.
If it's divisible by 400, it isn't a leap year.
You said the same as him. If it's divisible by 400, it is a leap year. If it's, 2000 will be a leap year, and 1900 wasn't. A very confusing matter, I do agree. And here's the starter. Which game uses a five-sided slab of whitened rubber, 17 inches wide at the front, over which the ball must travel at a specified level before it can be called a strike? The rubber slab...
United Kingdom Goodfellas.
Is it baseball?
It's baseball, 10 points, a bonus of 15. First, which 18th century religious leader said, "I look upon all the world as my parish"?
John Wesley.
5 points. Second, the man who was poet laureate from 1813 to 1843 wrote biographies of John Wesley and Horatio Nelson and a history of the Peninsular War. Who was he? Southey, 5 points. And last, which singers' albums include John Wesley, Harding, Saved, and Street Legal? Anyone?
Barclay James Harvey.
No, Bob Dylan. And the starter again. Which Hawaiian dance is characterized by undulating movements?
New Zealand Copeman.
Hula, 10 points, and a bonus of 15. First, which part of your body is inflamed if you have glossitis?
The throat. The
More precise, then, if she's too broad, then which element of it?
the cloth.
What?
The tongue.
The tongue is
Yeah.
correct, 5 points. Second, 5 points. Who wrote the poem The Canonization, beginning, "For God's sake, hold your tongue and let me love"?
Wordsworth.
No, John Donne. And lastly, which Shakespeare play does Lavinia have her tongue cut out by Demetrius and Chiron? The nastiest of them all. Anyone?
Antony and Cleopatra.
No, it's Titus Andronicus. If it's really horrible in Shakespeare, it's always Titus Andronicus. First rule of quiz games. The starter again. What would you be making, following instructions in the book of Exodus, if the finished product had to be rectangular in shape and have hanging curtains supported on poles? The
New Zealand Nighthawk.
The Ark of the Covenant.
sound like Foreign Pendleton is in full coast in the United Kingdom, the structure being designed for carrying the Ark of the Covenant. And so how are you? It is the Tabernacle. And here's the starter again. Which German playwright wrote The Resistible Rise of Arturo?
United Kingdom Brindle.
Bertolt Brecht.
Brecht is correct, Arturo Ui, a bonus of 15. First, which country's national anthem exhorts all the people of that country in its first line to rejoice, for we are young and free?
Oh, no, it's Australia.
So how are you?
Australia.
5 points. Second, which primitive musical instrument is a wooden tube over 3 feet long devised by Australian Aborigines?
The didgeridoo.
The didgeridoo, 5 points. And last, in Australia, a billabong is a patch of water of a specific kind. What kind?
Not so big.
Anyone?
Fed by springs.
No, it's rather the opposite. A stagnant pool in an intermittent river. It's altogether rather a dead pool. We go to our picture question. I've got a picture bonus of 15 coming, and here's the start. Of which play title is this an anagram?
New Zealand Copeman.
As you like
As
it.
you like it, 10 points correct. A bonus of 15. 3 more Shakespeare play titles in anagrammatic form. First, which play is this? All Shakespeare, remember. Not many as long as that. So how are you? It is The Taming of the Shrew, them frogs in wet heath. And second, this one, here it is.
Winter's Tale.
The Winter's Tale, 5 points. And finally, this one.
Merry Wives of Windsor. Merry Wives of
The
Windsor.
Merry Wives of Windsor, correct, 5 points. And the starter again, with still more than 5 minutes to go. What word is used for the particular form of kinetic art pioneered by the American Alexander Calder, consisting of suspended...
New Zealand Copeman.
Mobile.
Mobile, 10 points and a bonus of 15. First, what does the Jewish festival Rosh Hashanah celebrate? Rosh Hashanah.
New Year.
New Year, 5 points. Second, who wrote the 19th century novel The Newcomes? Anyone?
Trollope.
Who? Sorry, you caught me drinking water. Who?
Trollope.
No, bad luck. It's Thackeray. And last, what was the earlier name of New York?
New Amsterdam. New Orange and also New Amsterdam.
New Amsterdam is correct, 5 points. And here's the starter again. What is the word for gold or silver in bulk? That is to say, as produced.
New Zealand Copeman.
Bullion.
Bullion, 10 points and a bonus of 15. First, who is the youngest and best loved of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob?
Benjamin. Youngest Benjamin.
5 points, Benjamin. Second, who played the part of Private Benjamin in the 1980 film of that name?
Goldie Hawn.
5 points. And last, who proved that electricity and lightning are identical and invented the vacuum
Franklin.
conductor? Who?
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin, 5 points. And a starter again, with them coming up fast now. Here's the starter. Between July the 6th and July the 19th, 1553, who was briefly...
New Zealand Scott.
Lady Jane Grey.
There's no holding them. Queen of England, Lady Jane Grey, correct, 10 points. 120 to New Zealand now, and here's a bonus of 15. The sidereal year differs from the solar year by about 20 minutes. What is the difference in the method of measurement?
Sidereal is by stars. Even, yeah. Sidereal is by
Sidereal
stars.
is according to the position of a star, and solar, how do I measure a solar year?
Solar year. Sun. This is the sun.
I'll accept that. It's actually done between equinoxes, but as you say, that is purely the relationship between the sun and the earth, as opposed to the sun, the earth, and the star. And it's 5 points. Second, to what imaginary line should a properly adjusted gnomon of a sundial be parallel?
Yeah. Is it parallel to the equator? Parallel to the sun.
So Harry? Wonderful,
Plane of the
wonderful
elliptic.
demonstration going on. What?
Yeah, plane of the elliptic. Isn't it?
No, I'm afraid it's not. It's the axis of the Earth. And last, what is the term for the circle representing the apparent annual path of the sun relative to the stars?
That's the elliptic.
That is
yeah.
the ecliptic, but I'll let you have it. Ecliptic, 5 points. The starter again. That's brought them up to 130, 100 behind, still 5 minutes to go, and here's the starter. What lightweight, waterproof, epidermal structure consists of a rachis, or hollow shaft, from which spring 2 rows of barbs, each having 2 rows of barbules with an interlocking mechanism?
New Zealand Copeman.
A feather, 10 points, and a bonus of 15. First, of which island is Port Louis the capital?
One of the Caribbean ones.
It's not Grenada. It's not Jamaica. It might be
Anyone?
Grenada.
Mr. Harrier?
Trinidad and Tobago.
No, bad luck. Mauritius. Second, of which African republic is Banjul the capital?
Banjul.
Oh, back of the mind. Anyone?
Mali.
No, it's Gambia. And last, in English, what is the full modern name of the country whose capital is Ulaanbaatar?
Full modern name.
Well, yes, it's not a very elaborate name, but
Republic. Yeah. Mongolian People's Republic.
Mongolian People's Republic is correct, 5 points. 4 minutes to go, and they're up only 90 behind now, running fast, and here's the starter. What was the title of Muhammad Reza Pahlavi?
United Kingdom Brindle.
Shah of Iran.
Shah of Iran, correct, replaced by the Ayatollah Khomeini, 10 points, the United Kingdom, and they're off again, a bonus of 15. In which countries are the following tribes or nationalities? First, Ainu,
Japan.
5 points. Second, Dinka,
Oh, the Sudan.
5 points. And last, which is by far the largest of the countries in which the Tupi, T-U-P-I, live?
Brazil.
Correct, Brazil, they're also in Paraguay. Those are 5 points for that. Very good on your peoples. Less than 4 minutes, here's a starter. A circular hole is drilled in a large sheet of iron. What happens to the area of the hole when the iron is heated?
United Kingdom Goodfellas.
It increases.
Correct, it increases. 10 points, United Kingdom, a bonus of 15. The Greek gods, first of all, on which island was Apollo born?
Delos.
5 points. Second, in what form did Zeus seduce Danae?
As a shower of gold.
5 points, Star of Gold. And last, who was the Greek god of riches?
Yes. No, he was the rich one.
Mr. Harrier?
Pluto?
No, I'm afraid he was Plutus, different fellow, Pluto being a Latin god. Plutus it was. Less than 3 minutes, here's a starter. What is the brief name of the stage character who tames lions, fights bulls, rides a bronco, and occasionally creates the world in 4 minutes, while wearing a floppy top hat with a flower stuck in the top, his creator being...
New Zealand Copeman.
Veep is correct, Marcel Marceau, and a bonus of 15. In a church, the chancel contains the altar, the sanctuary, and what other part of the church?
The cross. There's always a cross in there. There's always a cross in there.
No, I don't mean a small thing like cross, I mean an actual large area of church. Ground floor, ground plan stuff, it is.
Also the chancel in the...
It is, no, it's the choir. And second, what is the name of the ability possessed by certain people to identify by ear a particular note or to sing one accurately at will?
Perfect pitch.
Perfect pitch or absolute pitch, correct, 5 points. And last, what Italian phrase is used now for unaccompanied choral music? Because that was the way music was performed in chapels in the Renaissance.
A cappella.
A cappella is correct, 5 points. Less than 2 minutes, and here's the starter. Mental arithmetic, groans all round. How much will you save if you were given a 10% discount when buying 100 ounces of gold at $400 per ounce?
New Zealand Nighthawk.
$4,000.
$4,000, correct. The price of $10 at $400 each, a bonus of 15 in New Zealand. In what city did Charlemagne build a palace with an octagonal nucleus model on the Church of San Vitale in Ravenna and made it his northern capital?
No, it's France, Northern.
His northern capital?
Paris.
No, Aachen, Aix-la-Chapelle. Second, to which building was an octagonal chapter house added in 1250 and a lady chapel dedicated to Henry VII in the early 16th century?
Henry VII.
Henry VII, yes.
What year?
What? Have to hurry you. What place?
Westminster Abbey.
Yes, Westminster Abbey, 5 points. And last is 5 points. What word meaning a plug in Middle Low German survives in English for a pin fitting into corresponding holes to hold 2 pieces of wood together?
Dowel.
Dowel, 5 points. And that's brought them up to 185. Less than a minute to go, and here's the starter. Which island lies just northeast of the Orinoco Delta, separated from Venezuela by the Gulf of Paria, and forms with a nearby smaller island an independent republic of which the capital...
New Zealand Nighthawk.
Trinidad, 10 points and a bonus of 15. First, the neck of a giraffe is up to 7 feet long, yet it has the same number of vertebrae which is usual in other mammals. How many?
7.
5 points to 7. Name either of the two trees, the leaves of which form the chief diet of the giraffe living in the Saharan savannah. Either tree. That is a case from Mimosa, and there's the gong with the score. United Kingdom 280, and New Zealand right up to 200 after a magnificent run in the second half. So that run means that that's what you can look for them to put in next game when they've got to even it at 1-1. So Peter Sinkler will be running that game. For the moment, it's goodbye from the United Kingdom.
Bye.
And from New Zealand.
Goodbye.
And from me until the next game, which Peter will take, and that will be the second of the best of three between these two teams. Till then, goodbye.